So I feel like lately, the past few days, I've been in a mental health zone. I mean, like I know I've been in a mental health zone. So today I'm gonna talk about mental health because we're humans. So it's like me personally, I struggle with obsessive compulsive disorder. So basically, the most negative thought that can be formed will somehow just pop into my brain in a very stressful manner, and I'm sitting there panicking. And that's something I suffered with since I was 16. Well, I had a little bit of OCD as a child, but then, you know, it really struck, like, when I was 15, 16, And just, and I will say it's because, like, misunderstandings is like, my family was trying to, like, save me from the homosexual lifestyle, but they kind of, like, you know, like, you know, how I get treated, and, like, it really shattered my brain. And then I literally started living like a hoarder. And, you know, us hoarders, we have to stop, hoarders it's never gonna do nothing but hold us down, like, we're not supposed to be hoarder, we're God's children, we're kings and queens, like, every human is a king and a queen because of the Lord, You can't just be like thinking, oh, judging people and shit, and I feel like, you know, my mental health, you know, gradually got worse and worse and worse until, you know, like I was 19. And when I was 19, that's when like God, started revealing to me like my purpose and stuff. And, that's also like when I first like, tried to develop an ego for the first time. But it's like kind of crazy because then like right after COVID like began. And like, I was like, like, affect everybody's mental health. Well, anyway, I realized like um, recently I realized that yeah, like I have been delusional, like extremely delusional, like for a long time because and I know it ties into the fact about my masculinity femininity ratio. 75% masculine, 25% feminine. 75% environmental awareness, 25% in inner self awareness. And it's like, I realized like part of my delusion was trying to force myself to appear more feminine for this world so that like I can be like go under the radar, right? But it's like, no, that's a source of delusion. Literally, having too much femininity and being delusional is literally the exact same coin. So, yeah, I was extremely delusional. I'm not gonna feel bad about the past. The creator told me I don't even feel bad about the past at all. Like it's pointless. And I feel like sometimes, even to this day, I still like struggle with ego just a little bit. Girl, what for? I feel like nicotine is my drug of choice because it's actually like a masculine drug. I feel like you know um marijuana is like like kind of like a feminine drug of choice, like at least in my experience. And yeah, um, I've had bad experiences under the influence of marijuana. Like you don't know if you can't handle your liquor, can't handle your weed. I have some mental health problems. Yeah. So the topic for today is mental health. Well, whoever you is, along with your mental health, like I say, there's no shame in where your mental health has taken you. Like you're only human. Like Jesus Christ doesn't want you to let the past hold you back. You're supposed to serve God. That's why He's ever merciful. You have to like try to live as correct as possible, and then you'll be closer to Jesus and His perfection, so we can have less mental health issues because you're not even designed to have mental health issues. Mental health is not a joke. It's not an illusion. Nobody's mental health should be judged. Like anybody's mental health in the past, like it literally can't even be judged because it's mental health. Like I think that mental health stems from like when you tell yourself that you have to divorce yourself from reality. You know, like um, I feel like in my personality being a female, it's like I naturally try to show other people like from like things that could lead to like mental health imbalances. Like that's just like part of my personality. But we have to remember that no mental health condition is like more painful than someone else's mental health condition. And you cannot tell. Like you think you're in a mental health problem, well some people are 1,000 feet more than 1,000 feet more and 1,000 feet more. But they can put a facade on long enough that you would just think, you know, they're probably just, like you can never know. But I read in Chinese philosophy that, like sickness, like stems from an imbalance of yin and yang, the masculine, the feminine, the on, the off, you know, the choices. So go get your masculinity, girl. Man, go get your femininity. Like, can't nobody keep you from you. Like, that's mental health distortion. It's like, all humans have to stop, distorting our mental health. We have to stop distorting what God gave us because, we is literally kings and queens and every soul has, a special gift from God. And I'll admit it, I know, like, about my soul. Like my soul, like I'm the queen of transmuting negative emotions into positive emotion. That's my function in the nature. So basically, I can't keep pulling myself downward. Like some people want me to. Like they want me to pull myself downward all my life. Like like people want people to pull themselves downward all their life, especially females, especially black people, especially the queer community. Like. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I feel like in my life I'm literally uncovered my personality from the first time, for the first time. Literally, like, even as a kid. I remember as a toddler, I started like suppressing my personality. I started fading into the background. Like, it's like, my brothers like wrestled growing up. And it's like, when I was a kid, like, maybe they would toss me around, but it's like, I remember, like, when I was 3 or 4, I just started having this feeling maybe like a trans child these days, like that something's wrong, like with me like participating, like I just like faded to the background. Even though I still wanted to like participate, I just watched, like and it's like after that I still like withdrew. It's like I feel like like I spend my life like being afraid of males and you know like I don't know what to say. Like I'm trying to like put people on blast because like this is the internet. Like I don't want to talk bad about like my family or something. Like, but some people have mean parents, some people have nice parents. Maybe some people have like bias stuff and they don't know like it affects their own family. Like biased. Like, we have to like stop being biased on this planet because like I feel like even I've had my own biased thoughts, but like, like that's not God how he wanted us to like think because, we're nature. How I'm gonna have like a bias against another human or a bias for myself. That's not even human. Like equality, like we have to believe in equality, like no matter what the world tries to make us feel like equality. It's like we still have to have equality. Like at the end of the day, what's the point of like trying to throw shade at people, throw darts and arrows and stuff? Like It's equality, like the goal, like, yeah, like equality. We gotta stop like thinking like, oh, I heard about your sins, but you got your own sins. Like, we can only improve our own sins. If we don't understand, we gotta turn away and give it to God. And I have to say, those people who went through mental health stuff, but then like they're fine today, they're so strong. Like, and the people who still going through mental health stuff and they still want to improve their lives, they're so strong. Like, even like baby steps, like, can't discourage people. Like, we're supposed to lift each other up. Like, we're the same species, right? We're all just one species, right? It's like you can't even judge people because you don't even know what they've been through in their life or that day. It's like, you gotta like be peaceful if you can, but if you can like help other people be peaceful, do that as well. Sometimes, God told me sometimes a peace is even ignoring the shade that they want you to. They want you to what? They want you to regress? No. Like, God wants us to make life progress. Shoot, I'm about that life progress these days. This is the first time in my life that I'm about life progress. Like, I'm 24. Like, no, like 19. Oh shit. And these days, I be into politics. These days, like, seriously, like, I'll be watching C-SPAN because to gain like intelligence, like, political intelligence, like, to be like aware, so like, I can like know like really what's like going on, you know politics. You guys really need to look at that document that I keep linking in every one of these videos, because you know you can't have like progress without education. So it's like education about like LGBT, part of like why someone may be LGBT. I want to study science. I want to study math. I want to study politics. I want to study artificial intelligence. I want to study cybersecurity. I want to study psychology. I want to study um I want to study like so much education. Like I'm in school right now for video game development. Like that's like my dream career, or like making music, or game development, or like working with artificial intelligence. You know, I want to study history. I want to study the zodiac signs. I want to get my mind educated. What's that? 1 second.